Welcome back, everybody, to part two of the Friday Double Dip here on KeyboardKimura. It is the betting show for UFC 291, presented by One Bone. Before we get to Saturday's wagers, as we do at the start of every show, we look back on the week that was. It is a return to London, and just like the predictions, things didn't go our way on the betting front in London either. $630 out, $515 in, for a loss of 115 bucks. It's not bad. We've had much worse weeks. Year to date, $7,450 out, $5,066 and 3 pennies in, down $2,388.97. Simply put, this is just a bad stretch, and results aren't coming the way that I anticipate in terms of the fights themselves and in terms of not finding the right wagers. And that's just one of those things that happens at times. I have a piece coming out, or a episode of a conversation with coming out on Tuesday with Nick Kalikas from UFC on the Line and the Gambler's Perspective. And we talk about these things, right? Sometimes you can have all the right analysis and not get the right wagers. Sometimes you can have bad analysis. Sometimes you just get results that don't go your way. All of these things have been happening for me lately. I would like to reverse course on that, get making a profit, get giving you folks some good wagers, some sound wagering advice on this program, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. And this is why I always caution you about playing only what you can afford to lose. This is numbers on a spreadsheet for me. This is Monopoly money. We talk about it every single week. I want this to be additive and fun and enjoyable. That's what it is for me. I hope it is that way for you. If yourself or your loved ones or anyone you know is struggling with problem gambling and gambling addiction, please check out the links, I should say, in the show notes for links to services in Canada, the United States, England and Ireland, the United Kingdom, I should say, and Ireland. We don't want this to be a problem. I've seen it my entire life. It can get away from you. That is why it is just an Excel spreadsheet for me. Just this show for me. I hope you are having fun with this and not struggling with it the way that I am in theory with these wagers so far this year. Which brings us to UFC 291 on Saturday at Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. Going to do this the same as we have for the last several shows. Go through the entire card, tell you all of our wagers, including the ones where there are no bets. We'll wrap it up at the end. We start in the main event, Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. My pick on the Punch Drunk Predictions, which is up now, you can go and watch it or listen to it. Thank you kindly if you do, was Justin Gaethje. And from a betting front, we're playing Gaethje as well. It's $100 on the money line at plus 125, which returns $225. $50 for Gaethje to win by finish at plus 210, which returns $155. And then $10 little sprinkles to finish in round 3 at plus 1200, round 4 at plus 1800, and round 5 at plus 2,500 with returns of 130, 190, and 260 respectively. So all total on the main event, it's 180 out, 225 if he wins by decision on Justin Gaethje, I should say, just to clarify, for a $45 profit, 380 if he wins in round 1 or 2, which is a $200 profit, 510 if he wins in round 3, 570 if he wins in round 4, 640 he wins in round 5. I think Justin Gaethje is going to win this fight. Quite obviously, I've put $180 on Justin Gaethje to win this fight. I just think that the fight in March is important to me. The altitude is going to be a factor to me, not because I question whether Dustin Poirier has done what is necessary to prepare and be ready for this fight, but Justin Gaethje lives at altitude. And it's one thing to prepare and think you're ready. It's another thing to go out there and have the adrenaline and have a guy pressuring you and punching you in the face and taxing your body and your cardiovascular system. And I just think that with 25 minutes to work from two guys that were close the first time they fought, that have been kind of mirror images of one another over the last 8 fights since then, both with 6-2 records, I'm going to side with the guy that got a very good win more recently. Now, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe the time away has allowed Dustin Poirier to heal up some stuff, to dial in even more for this fight. But I'm siding with Justin Gaethje. I think the underdog gets a victory, draws level with Dustin Poirier, and we put 180 out. We see what we bring back in. Move to the co-main event, Jan Blachowicz and Alex Pereira. My pick was Pereira. We've got a couple plays on Pereira as well. $100 on the money line at plus 100, returns $200, and $50 on Pereira to finish at plus 145 for a return of $122.50. So it's 150 out, 250 if he wins by decision, a $50 profit, 322.50 if he wins by finish, $172.50 for a profit. I think Alex Pereira is a big problem in this division. As much as Blachowicz can wrestle, and I think we will see him look to wrestle, I think the power and physicality of Alex Pereira at 205 is going to be a difference maker. Not having to cut, as he said to me when we spoke before this, not having to cut 20 pounds the day before the fight is a huge difference maker. He never had a problem making 185, but now he doesn't have to. Now he's not trying to get down to that number. And I think it is going to be a serious impact on this fight. I don't think the altitude for this fight is necessarily going to be a problem because I think Alex Pereira is going to go out there and get this done quickly. Move to the feature bout on the main card, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Michel Pereira. I will tell you, as of the time of this taping, 114 right this minute here in Abbotsford, British Columbia. We do not know if this fight is taking place. Michel Pereira missed weight by 3 pounds, coming in at 174, and that's with the box of shame, shall we call it, where you get naked and do this one, and still missed by a bunch. We don't know if Stephen Thompson is going to take the fight. He has been in this position before against an opponent that missed weight by a considerable amount. Against Darren Till, he lost that fight by split decision. It set him back from championship opportunities. So I understand him thinking long and hard and making some requests in order to keep this fight on the books. Should it happen, should we move forward, $200 on Thompson to win by decision at plus 155 for a return of 510. I think the weight miss combined with the altitude, combined with Stephen Thompson being Stephen Thompson, will lead him to victory. Michel Pereira is a big man. I don't think he gets him out of there. But if we go forward with this, I can see Pereira winning the first round maybe, but then just the gas tank runs empty. And Stephen Thompson is able to move and pick and work at him and chip at him and go out and get himself a victory. I know Stephen Thompson got a stoppage win last time out. That was an injury stoppage more than it was Stephen Thompson beating the hell out of Kevin Holland and getting a finish. And so if this progresses, if we get these two in the octagon on Saturday, $200 on Thompson to win by decision, I think that's what we see. We get more than plus 150, 200 turns into 510, $310 profit. Absolutely adore those numbers. Move to the lightweight fight, Tony Ferguson versus Bobby Green. No bets here. I don't want to see this fight. It will be hard for me to watch this fight if it goes the way that I think it will go. So we're not betting on it. Staying away. Simple as that. Move to the main card opener, Michael Chiesa versus Kevin Holland. Couple little plays here on Michael Chiesa. $25 on the money line at plus 125 for a return of 56.25. And then $25 going with a weird prop here that I found on Bet365 just as a little, just to see. So it's $25 on Chiesa to land 25 or more significant strikes at plus 175, which would return $68.75. So it's $50 out, 56.25 if he wins, 125 if he wins and lands 25 plus significant strikes, and then just the 68.75 if he only lands the significant strikes. So there's an avenue to win some money and make a profit. Even if Michael Chiesa loses, he needs to land 25 plus significant strikes in order to do that. I think he wins this fight. I think this is a good matchup for him. Stylistically, this is a fight that profiles as a potential victory for Michael Chiesa. Kevin Holland does not like to wrestle, does not like to grapple, despite having a bit of a grappling pedigree, a black belt under Travis Lutter, who doesn't hand out black belts easily and readily. But I think Michael Chiesa is able to go out and get the job done here. We'll see about the significant strikes. 25 in a 3-round fight. You got 15 minutes to work. That's not, you don't even have to land 2 a minute. Let's see if we can do it. Let's have a little fun with this one. See what happens. Move to the prelims. Gabriel Bonfim versus Trevin Giles. I have no bets here. Bonfim is a considerable favorite. I think he's deservingly a favorite. I think he wins this fight, but it's minus 334 last I looked. I don't like paying that juice for that price on the money line. He's also a big minus in terms of getting the finish, which I think he will do. Don't want to chase it. Don't want to go throwing big money at a outcome that I think will happen, but certainly isn't guaranteed. And so we just stay away. We save some of that money for this fight. Derrick Lewis versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima. We're rolling with the Black Beast. And so it's $100 on Lewis on the money line at plus 180, returns 280. $50 on Lewis to finish at plus 210, returns 155. And $50 on Lewis to finish in round 1 at plus 350, returning 225. So all total, $200 out, $280 if he wins by decision, an $80 profit, $435 if he wins by stoppage, a $235 profit, and $660 if Derrick Lewis gets it done in round 1 for a $460 profit. As I said on the Punch Drunk predictions, I think this is a fight where once the dust settles, once the smoke clears, we turn around and look at it and go, how do we not get in on this? I think there are going to be pundits and punters that look at this and say, how did I not, if they didn't? I think there's going to be some people that are getting in on this and getting rich on this. And I think it's going to be one of those fights where Derrick Lewis is able to go out and just put his paws on Marcos Rogerio de Lima, who isn't a big, athletic, moving, quick, agile kind of guy. He's going to be standing in front of Derrick Lewis, and I think Derrick Lewis hits him with something and does it relatively quickly. That's my hope. That's what we've got $200 laid out on. 200 to 660 for a 460 profit would be a lovely way to move on towards the main card. Middleweights, Roman Kopylov and Claudio Ribeiro. No bets here. Not sold on Kopylov. What version of him we're going to see, which version of him is the real deal. So we stay away. The same holds true for Jake Matthews versus Darius Flowers. Nothing that I want to chase, nothing that I want to go after. Matthews is a favorite, but I don't trust him. Darius Flowers has good power. I think there are some underdog angles here that are worth looking at. If you're into it, by all means, he has good power. Jake Matthews can get hit. We saw that against Matthew Semmelsberger last time out and various points throughout his career. But for me, it's no bets. CJ Vergara and Vinicius Salvador. We have $100 on Vergara to win by decision at plus 260, which returns 360. I was in on Vergara before Vinicius Salvador missed weight. I'm more in on Vergara now that Salvador has missed weight because I think the Brazilian tires and tires quickly. I think Vergara will still be pretty smart about things and not necessarily chase a finish. Salvador has some power. He's going to have a little bit of a reach and range advantage. So Vergara is going to need to get inside or really pick at him from the outside. And I think it just leads to a 15-minute, gets a good win, gets the job done, gets the hand raised, and we turn a $260 profit. Welterweights, Matthew Semmelsberger and Uros Medic. Got $25 on Medic on the money line at plus 125 for 68.75. Just a simple underdog play. I like Uros Medic as a fighter. I think Semmelsberger is a good but not great welterweight. And this is an opportunity just to make a little play on a dog to get more than double our money back. We'll see how that one turns out. First bout of the night, Miranda Maverick and Priscilla Cachoeira. I have no wagers on this one. Maverick, very similar to Gabriel Bonfim. Minus 334 favorite in this one. I think she gets the job done, but there's just some uncertainty for me. There's some unsureness about how this fight plays out, what we see from Miranda Maverick making a quick turnaround after competing here 6 weeks ago in Vancouver. So we stay away from it. Which brings us to my favorite part of every episode of the betting show, the Punch Drunk Prediction Parlays. For those of you tuning in for the first time, welcome. Happy to have you. The way this works is that every week I will do a $10 parlay on my main card picks, my preliminary card picks, and then my full card picks, with the thought being If by some grace of God, my picks end up being lights out and we run the table on the main card, the prelims, or the entire slate, I want to make sure I'm getting a little something for that on the wagering front. And so we put this together. We put $10 out there. It's $30 that we're most likely never going to see again. Have yet to cash one of these since introducing it several years ago. But we do it anyways because it's good times and it's just numbers on a spreadsheet. So here we go. Main card parlay. Justin Gaethje, Alex Pereira, Stephen Thompson, Bobby Green, Michael Chiesa. $10, combined odds of plus 1,957. So a return of $205.67. Prelims. Gabriel Bonfim, Derrick Lewis, Roman Kopylov, Jake Matthews, CJ Vergara, Uros Medic, Miranda Maverick. $10, combined odds, plus 4,262 for a payout of $436.03. Full card. The whole 12-fight slate. Justin Gaethje, Alex Pereira, Stephen Thompson, Bobby Green, Michael Chiesa, Gabriel Bonfim, Derrick Lewis, Roman Kopylov, Jake Matthews, CJ Vergara, Miranda Maverick, and Uros Medic before that, because I went out of order. $10, combined odds of plus 89,067, returns $8,970.97. That would be a lovely way to wrap up the day. If we run the table, it means we are running the table for the show, for the day, for everything. We're bringing back probably close to 10 grand. It would be amazing. It would be hilarious. It would be good times. I would be super happy. Hopefully it means you cash some tickets as well. Most importantly, I want us to have fun. Enjoy these fights on Saturday. We're going to throw up the overlay here real quick just to give you the reminder, the rundown. Bunch of bets on Gaethje, stack on Alex Pereira, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson by decision if that fight takes place. Couple of plays on Michael Chiesa, and then a bunch of bets on Derrick Lewis to beat Marcos Rogerio de Lima, CJ Vergara by decision, Uros Medic just as an underdog play on the money line, and then the predictions, the parlays, I should say. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. It's been a long week. It's been a long couple of weeks. We got great fights on Saturday. It should be entertaining. It falls at the regular time, I will call it, for an event, which means I get the morning to hang out with my wife and my dog and just lay back and get ready for the fights in the afternoon. Then we move to pay-per-view at 7 p.m. Pacific time from Salt Lake City, the Delta Center, UFC 291. I hope you are looking forward to it. If you are tuning in, enjoy the fights. If you are not, enjoy your weekend. Either way, love you. I appreciate you. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Spencer Kyte. Check out the Keyboard Kimura Substack, spencerkyte.substack.com, or just scan the QR code if you see it up in the corner on YouTube. Check out the boys at One Bone, at One Bone Brand, onebonebrand.com, ESK20 at checkout for 20% off your order so they know you heard about them from me. They're going to be doing big things here coming in the next couple of years. They're already doing big things, but it's just going to keep getting bigger because they are the biggest. Big and all. Go support the boys. Thank you for supporting me. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great weekend. I will see you back here on Sunday for the next day takeaways. Until then, be good to yourselves, be good to one another, know that you're loved, and we'll see you soon.